Tonight, Cleveland restaurant owner Bobby George is out on bond. George turned himself in today, 4 days after a warrant was issued for his arrest on charges of attempted murder, strangulation, and kidnapping.
Tonight, his attorney is speaking out, and a legal expert is breaking down why George's bail was lower than some expected. Our senior crime and justice correspondent, Lydia Esparra, has the latest.
Your Honor, he's charged with attempted murder, rape, kidnapping.
It's his first court appearance since an arrest warrant was issued for Bobby George. George, a well-known local businessman, owns several restaurants across the state, including TownHall in Ohio City.
I'm not going to do a $100,000 bond. That probable cause is horrible.
Here is that probable cause. George is accused of pinning a former girlfriend to the ground and strangling her while slamming her head against the table. Court papers say the victim told police George pointed a gun at her and demanded she exit a car to come back inside a residence she was fleeing. His attorney, Kevin Spelliscy, was in court with his high-profile client and denies the courts are showing him favoritism.
I would argue the opposite. I think if his last name was Smith, this wouldn't be a news story.
The judge ordered a $200,000 bond, which is appropriate, says Cleveland State law professor Jonathan Whitmer-Rich.
In this case, we have a pretty high-profile person who owns multiple restaurants here in Cleveland, so it feels to me like the risk of flight is not super high, like this person is not going to disappear.
And George has no priors, but ultimately it's up to the judge to set the bond.
The original court hearing here was in Cleveland Municipal Court, and so a municipal court judge set the bond. As a felony case, all felony cases have to be bound over to the common pleas court.
And that judge could change the bond.
A violation of this protection order is another offense.
There is a protective order George agreed to abide by. Even with all of this, Spelliscy says his client did not do what he's accused of, and that will all come out in court.
I firmly believe the city of Cleveland did a completely inadequate investigation. I don't think they had any cooperation. I think there's people motivated inappropriately, and I look forward to vindicating Bobby George.
And now that the case has been turned over to the county, it will be presented to the grand jury. That is expected to take a few weeks. So when George surrendered today, it was with the assistance of the U.S. Marshals. He also handed over his passport, and he also had to hand over Russ his firearms.
Lydia Esparra in the newsroom. Thank you.
Sure.